In this video, we're going to gain some tools on identifying which carbohydrates need to be enzymatically digested in foods and what is absorbed by looking at some food labels. To review, there are three types of carbohydrates in foods: starch, fiber, and sugars. This includes both the 3 monosaccharides and the 3 disaccharides. Now, we've already talked about where we find carbohydrates in foods, but I want to review a little bit because the more familiar you are with knowing what carbohydrates are in foods, the easier the skill will be when looking at food labels and determining what needs to be digested and absorbed as far as carbohydrates go. So remember that our starchy vegetables like corn, potato, and peas are going to be a source of both starch and fiber mostly, and they'll have small varying amounts of some sugars like sucrose, glucose, and fructose. Beans, nuts, seeds like wheat and rice will also be a source of starch and fiber. Dairy products like cheese, milk, and plain yogurt are going to have naturally occurring lactose. Fruits and also non-starchy vegetables like zucchini and tomatoes and lettuce will be a source of sugars: sucrose, glucose, fructose, and remember, any whole plant food is going to be a source of fiber as well. Refined foods like honey is going to be a concentrated sugar, so mostly glucose and fructose. There'll be a little bit of sucrose as well, but no fiber since it's not a whole plant food. And then table sugar is going to be a source of sucrose as well. So you can also use the nutrition facts to identify types of carbohydrates in foods. The nutrition facts will list the grams of fiber, like you see here in these English muffins, and you can also see that the sugars will be listed. What is not listed is the starch, but if the fiber and the sugar don't add up to the total carbohydrate, then you know that there is starch present. So here we have 4 grams of fiber and sugar. If we subtract that from the 21 grams of total carbohydrate, we know that we have about 17 grams of starch in this product. Now, how do you know what kind of sugar is present? The nutrition facts won't identify the different types of sugars, but if you look at the ingredient list, you can see where the sugar is coming from and then have an idea of what specific type of sugar is present. So here we see organic wheat. That's going to be a source of starch and fiber, which is why there's so much starch since wheat is the first ingredient. Grain flour blend, again, starch and fiber. If we go down here, we see organic dried cane syrup, otherwise known as sugar. So that's where our sugar is going to be coming from in the form of sucrose. Oil is a concentrated fat, so no carbohydrate in oil. Also no carbohydrate in meat. That's pretty much the two groups that don't have carbohydrate, meat and concentrated fats. So let's look at a label. Here's a Triscuit label. So if we go to the nutrition facts, we can see that there's 3 grams of fiber, there's no sugar, 20 grams of total carbohydrate, so there's 17 grams of starch. Let's look at the ingredient list. All we have is whole grain soft white winter wheat. That is where the starch and the fiber are coming from. And then we have soybean oil and salt, which are not going to contain carbohydrate at all. Now, this is a pretty simple label, simple ingredients, but there is a spreadsheet we have to help you with identifying different carbohydrates in foods. So this is a food and digestion handout, and this lists all the different carbohydrates that you'll find in foods: starch, fiber, the 3 disaccharides, and the 3 monosaccharides. So you can use this as a way to kind of organize the carbohydrates in these different ingredients. So the Triscuits, we identified the carbohydrate was coming from wheat. That is going to be a source of starch, going to be a source of fiber. No sugars, because no sugar was listed in the ingredient list, and we don't have any sprouted grains, so maltose will not be a source either. So just starch and fiber. Now, of these macronutrients, this question asks which ones need to be enzymatically digested. Well, earlier we talked about the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates. There's a great table that reviews the different carbohydrates that need to be digested that you can look at to help you fill this out. We know that fiber is not enzymatically digested. Starch is too big to be absorbed, so starch definitely needs to be enzymatically digested. What is absorbed into the cells after the process of enzymatic digestion is done? Well, it's just a building block of starch, which is glucose. We're not going to answer the third question here. Let's look at another label. Let's look at a little bit more complicated one. So this is going to be the English muffin. And we can see, looking at the carbohydrate, there are 29 grams of total carbohydrate, 4 grams of fiber, 6 grams of sugar, 10 grams here. Subtract that from the total, that gives us 19 grams of starch. So we know there's starch and fiber, but what specific sugar is in the product? Well, let's go look at the ingredient list. Here's whole wheat flour again, that's our source of starch and fiber. And then here's sugar listed in the ingredient. So we know there's going to be sucrose in this product. Wheat gluten, rice flour, again, that's going to be starch. Honey. So here's honey as well, another sugar. So honey will be a source of not only sucrose, but also glucose and fructose. So this one's going to be a little bit more complicated. What needs to be enzymatically digested? Well, the starch, the sucrose, and then what is absorbed? The glucose from the starch and the glucose and fructose from the sucrose digestion, as well as the glucose and fructose in the honey. So we'll be practicing a lot with labels and identifying carbohydrates and what needs to be digested and absorbed to give you some practice with this.